welcome to RecalibrAgency. Today I have Megan Conley, the CEO and founder of Social Tribe with us today. And we're going to talk about where the world of social media is going and how that impacts agencies. But before we dive into those very hot topics, we're going to start with something that's a little bit cooler. Apparently, Megan is a big fan of eating ice cream for breakfast. So, Megan, can you tell me a little bit more about flavor palettes for breakfast ice cream?
Honestly, pretty much all ice cream is fair game in my book. I usually have like 5 to 6 pints of different flavors in my freezer, pretty much at all times. It's definitely a favorite. And I kind of think I got it from my grandmother. My grandmother used to always have her coffee in the morning, and she would just have like 2 or 3 spoons of ice cream, like the sweetness with the coffee. And I think I just inherited her love for that combination.
Yeah, she preferred her cream on the side, not in the coffee.
Exactly.
That's so awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about your agency, Megan. Where did you guys start? Where did you guys come from? And where's Social Tribe headed in the future?
So Social Tribe started in about 2009, kind of back at the dawn of social media. We specialize in working predominantly with B2B technology companies, and we really got our foothold in the social media space, right when things were kicking off. So we're a social digital agency first. And since that time, we've really grown and kind of expanded into, bringing in other service arms like content and influencer and paid, so that we could really help kind of build and execute strategic social digital programs for our clients.
Now, I kind of want to dive a little bit into the world of social media just for a few minutes as well, because social media is always changing and agencies have to react to that. So tell me a little bit about what you do when maybe the organic programs and the algorithms of these social media companies change and the campaigns that you're running for clients might perhaps tank because of those changes. What do you do? How do you respond? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened a bunch of times. Algorithms gets changed, platforms get changed. I think the best thing to do is to be on top of them. So we always want to be the ones bringing those changes to our clients. Hey, this is going to be happening. It's probably going to have these effects. We do our reporting this way, or we run our campaigns this way. So we're going to have to anticipate that there's going to be some data that doesn't map up, or that we're going to have to make some adjustments. I think the best way to do it is, one, to be aware of it, and you want to be bringing that to the clients and leading that conversation. It's never a great look when a client's like, hey, there's a new update. You are the one who's getting the news from them, rather than being the one who's bringing it to them and bringing a solution, or at least resetting expectations with them.
Absolutely. And it's kind of like, right now agencies are dealing with, okay, how do we switch from Google's Universal Analytics over to GA4 and get clients on the same page there? It's similar when social media platforms make changes. Even if they're small, they can make a big difference. And so even including something in like a monthly newsletter that you're sending out to clients, and then making sure that account managers have the information that they need to present to clients is really important. Do you do any like team brainstorming meetings, or do you more so kind of identify the problem and direct the solution and hand it off to people?
No, we definitely do team brainstorming meetings. And that's been something that we have been kind of building more into our process for exactly that reason. Because going back to like the roles and responsibilities, your account managers are now relationship managers, digital experts, project managers, and they're supposed to be on top of like all the digital trends and the changes and what that means. And so, yeah, we definitely want to encourage that, but we want to make it as easy as we can. Again, going back to how do you support your team? We do brainstorms, and the cool thing is we have it facilitated by the team. So we bring back, we look at across our portfolios, our clients, and we kind of talk through like, okay, what about this program? Do we think that there's an opportunity opportunity here, or I was looking, we'll have kind of a topic, here's a new change. And then the assignment is for everybody to think about how they could integrate this into their client accounts. And then we would come together as a team and each person would present their ideas. I think this could work well for this account. We could do this. It could be really interesting, this way, and use that as an opportunity and quite frankly, like a necessity to bring those ideas to our clients, because they're not just looking to us to get the work done. They're also looking for us to be like a thought partner, somebody that can come to them and say, hey, there's new opportunities that you may not have considered before that could be really beneficial.
Especially as the modern consumer is really steering away from transactional platforms. We see this a lot in Gen Z. They've really shunned, Facebook and thrived with TikTok, and they've even shunned YouTube. YouTube is down among this demographic as well, because of these audience shifts. As you're, finding the new paths for clients to succeed on, where do you see the world of social media going?
That is a big question. I absolutely agree that we're kind of in an era of, I don't want to say backlash, but where people are taking agency when it comes to the platforms that they're on, the content that they consume, who they'll listen to, who they'll, engage with or receive information from. And so I think that is a fundamental change, right? When social media first started getting going, it was kind of like a floodgate. People were just pouring content out, pouring information out, and now have realized, oh, wait, actually, I don't know that that's such a good idea. I don't know that feels good anymore. And also now I want to be in control of my world. I want to be in control of what I let in and what I don't let in. So I think that is definitely going to continue, like people only want to be marketed to in so many places, in so many ways.
Pinterest CEO is now new, and he announced that they're going to try to monetize the platform for investors, which is kind of the opposite approach that we see a lot of other social media platforms taking. So do you think one strategy will win out over the other at all?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm super curious to see how it plays out. I don't know, like I said, with so many changes, I think it could be a really smart move in terms of, I think people would be willing to pay for environments and spaces that are more controlled and where they don't have to put up with as much noise. I think that's definitely something that, they're willing to invest in controlling what information or what kind of experience that they'll have. But I'm curious to see how this plays out as much as you are.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. Well, I want to thank you so much, Megan, for coming on. And the last thing that is really important to remember in any agency, but especially agencies that work in the world of social media, is that the faster corporate marketing teams and agency teams and internal marketing teams infiltrate different digital platforms to monetize those experiences, the faster audiences are going to move away from them. So as an agency, keep a watchful eye on how fast different platforms are monetized, and make sure that you build your services on top of platforms that are less monetized. Or if you do build highly unmonetized platforms, say you do a lot of PPC, make sure you're ready to pivot quickly away from those platforms and onto new platforms that audiences adopt as they try to find quieter spaces, less noisy advertised spaces as well. Thank you again for coming on to RecalibrAgency today, Megan. I'm your host, Danielle Foto with Momentum Marketing, and we'll talk more soon.